My name is Coach Adrian, and I am a relationship coach who specializes in breakups and helping individuals get back together. And an individual asked me on one of our social media platforms how to get out of the friend zone and create attraction. It is a very common question that I've been asked many times over the years, and it felt timely to explore some of those related concepts with you today so that you could also take control of your breakup recovery if you feel like you may be slipping or if you are in the friend zone. And so I wanted to explore 5 ways to do that. But before, it's important always to provide a little bit of context so that you can understand the dynamics that may lead you to be where you are today. From experience, I understand that many times people end up in the friend zone because they see it as a way to stay connected with their ex. They see it basically as a way to ensure that they're going to be able to monitor what their ex does, as a way to ensure that your ex isn't going to meet someone else and forget about you and move forward. Other times, people end up in the friend zone because they're letting their fears get the best of them. And you start to compromise some of your values, some of your goals, some of your priorities to just stay connected with your ex because it makes you feel like you're still connected to the old relationship. And you feel like you are somewhat in control over your emotions and that your ex may not know or realize that you want more. But most of the time they do. They still understand that they could have you if they wanted to. And so instead of rebuilding chemistry and attraction, what tends to happen is that they become less and less attracted because you're too available. And that is a dynamic that needs to change in order to be able to rebuild a new and improved relationship. From your ex's standpoint, I have seen this dynamic play out for a variety of reasons. One, it could be that your ex feels guilty that they're ending the relationship, and so they basically agree to stay friends as a way to soften the blow and to alleviate their guilt. Another reasons why exes may want to stay friends is that it gives them an opportunity to stay connected and to get back with you if they change their mind. It's a way to keep you on ice and to make sure that you don't move on. It is a way to have the best of both worlds, to have their cake and eat it too, to have the freedom and independence of being single while also being able to leverage that connection if they desire intimacy, reassurance, validation of some kind, because you still have them on that pedestal. Other times, I see the friend zone dynamic playing out because on one hand, an ex realizes that they're not happy in the relationship, that the relationship does not fulfill them, and so they feel like staying together would be equivalent to wasting their time or wasting your time. And so they want to keep it real. But at the same time, they still have feelings for you. They still care about you. They still feel connected to you. And they're not ready to just sever all ties. And so you end up in this dynamic where you're in limbo, where things are not the way they used to be. You no longer have the title of being together, and where one individual usually has more feelings and wants more than what the other individual is willing to give. And so it can be awkward, it can be confusing, it can be really painful and challenging because in essence, you're dealing with constant, subtle, many rejections that will impact your well-being and happiness over the long term, and will also cause you to lose confidence and trust in your ability to be a worthy partner. And so what are the 5 ways that you can start to regain control of the dynamic and create attraction again? So the first way to do so is by taking a step back on your own terms. Most of the time, in this type of dynamic, you are basically just going with whatever your ex is willing to give you because you're afraid of losing them. And so you are kind of like a ship without a rod. You are at the mercy of their whims and feelings and emotions. And by doing that, it is very unattractive because your ex sees that you're clingy and a little bit desperate for their attention and validation. But if you are able to take a step back on your terms, in essence, what you're doing is that you're regaining control over the balance of power. You are creating a dynamic where you are regaining value. And it's almost as if your ex will feel as if you are breaking up with them because you're asserting your value and you're not just letting them get away with whatever they want to get away with. You are forcing them to face the consequences of their choices and actions. A second dynamic to regain control and to recreate attraction is to really focus on regaining confidence. Like, you need to actually put together a plan, detailed plan, to enable you to find ways to regain confidence, because the more confident you are, the more you're going to be able to leverage these touch points, this connection, this friendship, to inspire them, to attract them. And so we're not talking about false, brazen, or being abrasive and like show-offy type of confidence. I'm talking about true confidence that is rooted in being self-assured, in not needing their attention and validation, in pursuing things that you care about, that you love, your own goals, not doing things just to get their attention. The more you do that, the more you will shine. And the more you will be able to kind of get them to come on board. And the more you will be able to set the tempo as well in this dynamic. The third way to recreate attraction and to get out of the friend zone is to make sure that you constantly work on changing your mindset. You are probably still in a mindset where you are thinking and acting based on the lack of something. You are in this mindset where you feel like the worst possible outcome is upon you, where you're playing defense, and where your life is centered around your ex and the end goal of getting them back. The more you're able to detach from that, the more you're able to really focus on your growth and on things that you can control. The more you're focused on positivity, the better your chances will be to inspire and attract them. Of course, it can be easier said than done, but it is absolutely necessary for you to take a step back and to start to think about what type of mindset you are in and what you can do to really change your mindset as a reflection of a change, of an inner transformation that is happening throughout this process of breakup recovery. Another way to step out of the friend zone and to create attraction is by setting boundaries. Being friends is not necessarily a bad thing. If you're too emotional, or if you are hurt by your ex's social media activity, or the fact that they're openly talking about new people that they're dating or seeing or contemplating, then it's important for you not to just take it and pretend like everything is okay and that you don't care, but actually set boundaries to protect yourself, to draw a line in the sand, in order to remind them that you're not just two friends, that you have a romantic history, and that certain things are out of bounds, out of play, not appropriate. And you are able to determine what is appropriate and what is not based on how you feel, based on those interactions with your ex, and whether they set you back or whether they uplift you. And if they're setting you back, ask yourself why, and learn to draw a boundary so that you don't put yourself in that same situation where you will be triggered. Finally, another way to really shake things up and to create attraction, if you're in the friend zone, is by considering putting yourself out there again. Your ex cannot have all of the benefits of being with you without being committed to you. It's not fair. You cannot stay faithful to someone that you're not in a relationship with. Otherwise, it makes you look needy. It puts them on a pedestal. And so I'm not asking you to be promiscuous or to put yourself in a situation where you're trying to just meet people casually. I do not believe in that. But what I mean by that is changing your mindset. And instead of focusing your attention on just this one person who doesn't want to be with you and who sees you as a friend, is to at least consider putting yourself in a situation or an environment where you can meet new people. Being open to that possibility can really change everything and put pressure on your ex, because they're going to start to realize through your actions that they could lose you. And so they can start to value you in a way that transcends friendship. That is how clients all over the world are able to go from a dynamic where they're friend zoned to a dynamic where they're able to recreate attraction and to build a new relationship. If you have experience centered around this dynamic of being friend zoned or able to recreate chemistry and attraction after a breakup with an ex that has become a friend, please share it with others in the comment section below. You have no idea what impact this can have, how it can inspire others, and they can learn from your experiences in order to continue to move towards their goals. You can also book a coaching session with me if you would like us to work one-on-one in order to create a tailored roadmap in order for you to be able to achieve your goals. Thank you for fighting the good fight. Thank you for your trust, and see you again for another awesome time together.